Good morning to and welcome to Morning Coffee with me, Mark. And I think this is episode 6. So today I wanted to introduce you to a system that I've put together that can help even the most undisciplined, the worst procrastinators. And it's just in its very initial phase. So as I step you through this, I'm really interested in feedback to see how it succeeded or how it failed you and how it can be tweaked to make it better. I'm trying to make this a gift to all the people that are challenged with procrastination, but at the same time to make it available, to make it something very useful to anyone interested in taking their next step, whatever that step may be. So I hope there's something in this for everyone. So the system is called Upgrades, and that's an acronym. Is it an acronym or an acronym? An acronym. So UPGRADES, and then there's a secret S at the end. It stands for secret, but we don't call it Upgrade S. We call it Upgrades bracket S. And so I'm not gonna necessarily do this in order. Okay. U begins with urgency. I will share that. But after the U, P, G, R, I'm going to start with the R, which stands for relaxation or relax. And under that letter, um, and that term relax, I'm going to include meditation contemplation. So the contemplation that I've become most familiar with is the word hue. Singing the word hue, it's sometimes called a hue song. This is apparently an ancient name for God. Some say that it is where the word hallelujah came from. I'm not quite sure that connection, but that's what I've heard. And that it is a very ancient word. So it's interesting that it's the beginning of the word human as well. So it's super simple. Some of you may already be familiar with it. All you do is you get relaxed. Generally, you can sit in a chair. You can sit comfortably on the floor. If I'm on the floor, I like to put a little pillow underneath the back of my butt and just kind of when you have a straight back, that seems to help me out anyways, and it keeps all the pressure off the joints and things. So what you do is I'll just go through it with sitting in a chair, feet flat on the ground. You take a few breaths, relax, and the idea is when you sing this word hue, you're not trying to change anything. You're not trying to hue to change the world or to purify yourself or anything. All you're doing is you're opening yourself up to that vibration, that sound. And it's been said that there is a sound current that runs through the universe, all universes, all dimensions, and that the hue helps us to connect to that sound current, connect us, and that we can ride that current all the way back to the deepest part of ourselves, to God itself. So I've had some amazing experiences with this word. Amazing experience. I've seen other people that have had great experiences too. I'll just quickly say, like, it saved my life once. Okay, I was in Lake Superior with two other people. We were in our mid 20s, I think, and we were going hypothermic very quick. It was extremely cold. That water, I had walked into it earlier at the beach, and it felt like my legs were on fire. So we were trying to get a, we were trying to swim against a current from a river that was coming in that was quite a bit warmer than the lake. We'd been playing in this river. We ended up in the water, and long story short, we were going hypothermic so quickly, and one of the guys said, "You guys leave me." He said, "I'm not going to be responsible for you drowning out here." And it seemed very reasonable what he said, but I suggested we do a hue because we were all familiar with that um, chant or that ancient name, and we did it, and it came through from an inner channel. Totally was not on my, it wasn't coming through in any sort of a logical form to swim across the bay, which really, if you thought about it, seemed impossible because we were already going hypothermic, and it was, a 40-minute swim. Anyways, we did that. We swam. Long story short, we got across to the other side. We couldn't even stand up when we got there. People came and rescued us out of the water, but it worked. So perhaps one of the things that Hue does and how the ways it can help us is that it opens up an inner channel and makes it more clear. I have found in my life that connecting and feeling connected has been one of the greatest breakthroughs I've made. It was definitely a time in my life I felt very disconnected. And it's not a happy feeling to feel disconnected. You feel out of sorts. You feel like you don't belong here. There's symptoms of feeling disconnected. And so the hue can help connect people. And so I just suggest you experiment with it. I think what I might do is begin each of these morning coffees with a very short hue. And you can join me, or if it doesn't appeal to you, you can skip forward. So I'm just going to show you how I do it. And there's many ways to do it. So straight back, relax, a couple of deep breaths. So that is the Hue song. If you're trying it for the first time, let me know in the comments how it worked for you. So the other component about relaxation. Oh, I'm going to mention one other thing. When you're doing that hue, you can just make a statement that you are an open channel for spirit, for love, however you want to express that. And I'm trying to dedicate this to that goal. to be a channel. Oh, somebody's calling me. I will call them back. Hold on. Call you back. Um, to be, what was I saying? I'm trying to dedicate this to serving all of life. That's a new thing for me, you know. I mean, I spent years like, thinking I had all the answers and doing things. Like, even if I think I was doing what was best, it usually had me at the center of that world. I was really serving myself. And I think as we mature, as we grow up, as we become more aware, we recognize that we're tied into everything else. There's that connectedness. And in that connection, by serving life, I serve myself as well. And by asking to serve life, I'm taken into account as well. So I can get my needs met, I can help others, and I think that's really the joy of existence, is recognizing we're part of the life family. And it really is a joy to serve that. So the other part of relaxation, which I wanted to share, was something I learned from a yoga class or yoga classes. I forget what it's called, but I always feel like it's connected with Yoga Nidra. You can definitely use it as a Yoga Nidra type exercise, but you can do this anywhere. And I've done different types of relaxation exercises, such as, what was it called? Oh God, it's so long ago. It's escaping. I almost had it. It's the one where it was a German dude that came up with this, and it was a way of gaining control over some of the autonomic nervous system, which the yogis have always been able to do. But autogenic training, it was called. And the guy who I read, whose book I read, this guy he used it to take a kayak across the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, it's amazing that more people don't know about it, that someone kayaked across the Atlantic Ocean. It's astounding. Anyways, he was able to do that successfully, and it was about gaining control of his heart rate and his blood flow and all those kinds of things through autosuggestion. But anyways, this method is a little bit different in that instead of focusing on the muscle groups, which I found they did in autogenic training, it's like relax this, relax that. It's more of putting some attention on the joints. And the cool thing is the muscles seem to relax almost as a side effect. So, but it's not all joints. Like I'll also just, I'll begin with my toes, for example. So the toes on my right foot. And I just begin with my big toe. I put some attention on it, and I'm just telling it to relax. Next toe, relax. Next toe, relax. Next toe, relax. Next toe, baby toe, relax. Then I do it with the other foot. Big toe, next, 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 next. Then I go to the inside of my right foot. Right side, inside of foot, relax. Outside of right foot, relax. Inside of the left foot, relax. Inside of the left foot, relax. Then I'll go to my ankles. Right ankle, relax. Left ankle, relax. To my knees, right knee, relax. Left knee, relax. And you basically move through your entire body. Okay, you come up to the hips. There's different. I've modified this for myself over some time, but I'll go to my shoulder blades. And for some reason, we were taught to use 3 points on the shoulder blades. They're triangular shape. We hit all the points. Then our shoulders. Then our elbows. Then our fingers. Our wrist, our fingers. And then coming back up, back of the neck, through around to the front, top of the head, eyebrows, right cheek, left cheek, facial muscles, facial bone, upper lip, lower lip, tongue even, neck, throat. So you go through the whole body. I also put some attention on lungs because I have some respiratory issues. And what I found is when you do that, you're breathing. And as I said, I have some breathing issues. So for me, automatic breathing is not, maybe as easy as it is for some people. But when I do this, I find all of a sudden I'm tapping into that automatic breathing. And it's, for me, it's a really beautiful experience. Like your body's just on that in automatic mode. It's just taking care of itself. There's nothing I have to do. I don't have to consciously take a breath. So from that place, it's a wonderful jumping off point to doing the hue, for example, or doing a contemplation. I set it up as a guided contemplation and shared it with my daughter. She was interested in learning how to do it. And but you can use this exercise anywhere. I've used it while public speaking, which is, usually I'm not super comfortable with public speaking. So, to have the focus where you can think about your fingertips and relaxing them while you're in the middle of a talk to a group of people shows you that you really can bring it in. I take it while I use it while I'm driving, and I can use it while I'm talking to you guys. I can use it while I'm doing the dishes. And it's amazing when you start to feel, when everything in the body is relaxing, you can start to feel the energy of the body moving into the little parts of the body that aren't usually getting flow. And that is a kind of a connected feeling in itself. It's a wonderful feeling. So it's, relaxation is a super important component of manifestation. If we're tense and we're pushing and we're thinking about what we don't have and what we're thinking thoughts that create tension, then that is not really conducive to A, happiness, and B, I think it shuts down the flow of life providing you with what you need and being able to think clear-headedly enough so that you can do what you need to do. If you look at any of the great athletes, they're usually very relaxed people. Or at least some of the ones that I've known have been. Like, just, they're in a little bit of a place. And I remember my next door neighbor was like a super athlete. And his son, who was my buddy, was one of the best athletes in all of Canada. And we'd be watching a football game. And it was always important to me, like, who was winning and cheering for them. And this guy who was like an absolutely terrific at every sport, he'd just be watching the game. He never cheered. He never got excited. He just always looked the same. But he was studying the game. It was a different focus. He didn't care about who won, or didn't seem to anyways. So I think, like, bringing that relaxation into our daily experience, into more and more parts of our lives, and when we're feeling stressed out for whatever reason, maybe me, I'm in a lineup and I've got the slowest cashier, in the world. And, I'm looking at every other cashier and they're processing everyone. And, there's an elderly lady counting her pennies or something. It's like, okay, this is a good time. Put some attention on my toes, my fingertips. Relax. These are actually opportunities for us to practice these different components that are going to help us get to where we want to go. So that's it for today. as usual, I'm over my 15-minute mark. Sorry, Steve. I pushed it to 20. Anyways, have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.